Good evening to everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I would like to say that I 100% support the striking and protesting efforts of Lyft drivers and Uber drivers and gig workers nationwide. I 100% stand behind you all, in support for you all, as well as hoping for change as you are. Now, let's get right to it. You see the thumbnail. That's right. I called out a couple of them, and these are rideshare channels that have been. These are some of the rideshare channels that have been monetized by YouTube that don't support the striking efforts or the protesting efforts of the drivers, Lyft and Uber drivers, and gig workers nationwide. Right? Okay. So you ask yourself why these channels don't support the striking and the protesting efforts when at least all of them are still driving when they want to drive, right? Whether they're driving for Lyft or whether they're driving for Uber, or whether they're doing DoorDash or whatever, they all are still doing gig work some way or another, right? And you ask yourself, why aren't they supporting the strikers and the protesters for better? Because you do know that if any change is given, they're going to benefit from that change, right? So these people have created platforms on YouTube, followings on Instagram, Twitter, and all types of social media outlets. You know what I'm saying? And they won't support the striking and protesting efforts with their platform on YouTube. And here's why. Go to each one of them channel that I have posted on that thumbnail, on the YouTube thumbnail, and look down in the descriptions of their videos. They all are promoting a referral code for Lyft, Uber, Gas Buddy, and the lack thereof, DoorDash or whatever. Any links to these companies that's currently raping us on a daily basis, currently raping millions of drivers. These YouTube channel, rideshare YouTube channels that have been monetized by YouTube, that has created an extra stream of income for themselves, which I commend them for doing that, right? Do not support the striking and protesting efforts. And as a group, I guarantee you that thousands of gig workers, drivers, Lyft and Uber drivers, and DoorDash dashers and Uber Eats people have subscribed to their channels, but they don't support it. You know, some of them even go as far as, well, a few of them even go as far as making a video and saying, wow, no, I'm not going, what's the purpose of supporting it? It's not going to do any good. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. You know, these people are these rideshare channels are talking like this because they are monetized. They have took the money that they get from YouTube and put it into several other businesses, which is constantly building them streams of passive income, which that is the right thing to do. There's no problem with that, because that's what we all want to do. But we're all in this together. These rideshare channels still drive when they want to. They still do DoorDash and Uber Eats when they want to. why not use your platform to support the striking and protesting efforts? The drivers and gig workers are muted by the media in the name of the stock market. We have no voice. These corporations have this set up so that the drivers have little to no voice. Everything is geared towards the rider. Cheap affairs, if the rider complains on the driver and make false accusations, the driver gets suspended, kicked off the platform, all types of things. You understand what I'm saying? The driver has no voice whatsoever. All we're supposed to do is shut up and drive for pennies on a dollar. Now, all of us pulling together as one would be more powerful than anything. Everybody has an agenda. That's not going to happen. You know, of course I want to be monetized. No, I'm not jealous that other people's monetized. Man, I commend these people. I have several videos on my channel where I constantly commend these people for creating streams of passive income to go along with the gig work that they're doing. Now, it still is not the reason why I'm making this video. I'm trying to figure out why none of them don't support the protesting and striking efforts. You know, they're all pushing their own agenda. Well, their channel's agenda. Well, you got one, you know, Ronnie Speeds, I'm going to call his name. He sits in front of the camera in the dark, you know, I guess to adjust the lighting or whatever, with sunglasses on, recording videos. And, you know, it's weird that he does that. There's no way you can trust a person that sits in front of a screen with sunglasses on in the dark. Well, another problem with Ronnie Speeds is that he talks against the strikers and the protesters. Oh yeah, he's made videos. He talks bad about drivers. Hey, this is why you suck at driving Lyft and Uber. This is why you suck at doing this. This is why you're not making any money. He thinks that's cool, you know, because he's promoting his agenda. Now, he does video calls where he selects the people to do these video calls with. They rehearse it. I'm pretty sure they rehearse it. And even if they don't, it doesn't matter. What he's doing is he's trying to turn thousands upon tens of thousands of drivers that's protesting and striking, that's saying the exact same thing about these platforms, Lyft and Uber, into liars. You know, it's one thing to promote your agenda, but don't include people in that agenda. How in the hell can you challenge with your video calls? How in the hell can you challenge thousands upon tens of thousands of drivers, gig workers, and drivers for Lyft and Uber? How can you turn all them into liars, man? They're all saying the same thing. You're brainwashed. You have conformed. You know? I get it, man. You got to create content. And I like that. You know, you're selling t-shirts. You know how you point at the back. You know, you're selling t-shirts. Now, hey, man, that is so awesome. That's the way to go, buddy. But man, at what point do you go against the protesters and the strikers? When you drive every day. Okay, your market is doing pretty good for you. But now let's be realistic. The majority of that money that you're making is bonuses. Oh yeah. See, what you're not telling the people is that in your area it's very high demand. And in order to entice the drivers to come out, Uber and Lyft, whichever one you're driving for, is going to put those bonuses out there so they can entice the drivers to come out and fulfill that demand. You know, you're also not telling these people how much money you're spending in gas. You know, but you know, of course you're not, because you're promoting Gas Buddy and several other links. You know, I get it, man. It's a hustle. And I'm not knocking your hustle, but bruh, the reason why I put you on Front Street is because you don't support the striking and protesting efforts, and you drive every day. You are going to benefit from any change, if any is gotten, by the protesters and the strikers, because you drive every day. You don't mention them in a good way at all. To you, everyone is complaining and making up excuses. Now, you also need to tell your subscribers and your followers on whichever social media sites that you're on or whatever, that everybody's results is going to be different. Everybody's gas prices in their geographical location is going to be different. The bonuses that's dispersed by these companies, Lyft and Uber and DoorDash and the like thereof, is going to be different, because it's going to be based off of the demand. Okay? And these are important things that you need to include in these wonderful videos that you're making with your sunglasses on. You don't support the protesters and the strikers, and you drive every day. You're going to benefit from any change. You know what I'm saying? You part of the problem. You know, I have no beef with you, man. If that's what you like to do, keep doing what you're doing. But when this ship sink, I hope you got your eggs in the right basket, because you're going to go down with it. Now, all of these channels, the rideshare hustle, there's high levels of estrogen going on in this guy. You know, I mean, I don't know him personally, but he has a very distinctive demeanor for to be a man, and it comes off feminine. And you know, he wastes a lot of time on his channel arguing with trolls and making videos about trolls. People that say things to him. You can say anything to him, man, and his britches just go right into a wad up in his little booty. You know what I'm saying? He's just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? He don't support the strikers and the protesters. To him, it's a waste of time. Now, this is the same guy that claimed he was sleeping in his car. He may have, and things and that nature. He was grinding and doing that. I commend him for his success. But you still drive every day. You still do a lot of this gig work every day. How you not take your platform and support the protesters and the strikers. And again, people, look in the bio. Look in his description of his videos. All kinds of links. All of these channels, all kinds of links. The Rideshare guy, he's just creating content and promoting anything that he can promote. He's just happy-go-lucky with this monetization and getting money coming in from YouTube, and I don't blame him. I would too. But he's another one that does not support the striking or the protesting efforts. And these people have subscribers on their channels that is striking and protesting. And yet and still, you don't support the striking or the protesting effort. So you don't care that some of your subscribers are striking and protesting. You don't care that some of your subscribers and followers are struggling out here and being mistreated by these companies. You don't care. The reason that I singled these few channels out, there's more, but I singled these ones out because they don't support the striking or the protesting. Okay? The Rideshare Hub, same thing. Just creating content and all types of things just to keep the algorithm paying them. You know, no one supports the strikes and the protesting efforts of the Lyft and Uber drivers and gig workers. No one. I haven't. Oh, the Rideshare Professor. The Rideshare Professor is the one guy that supports the drivers and the gig workers. He calls out these companies on their bullshit on a regular basis. So I commend you, the Rideshare Professor. You are the man. You understand what I'm saying? And your type of channel is the type of channel that should constantly get big paydays from YouTube. You know. So once again I commend you, Rideshare Professor. I don't have any personal beefs with these other rideshare channels. It's just that they don't support the striking and protesting efforts of the drivers and the gig workers. And they are currently still driving. And it's because they all have agendas. They're promoting links to everything attached to these companies, and all types of things. Okay? That's why they are not going to support. The money to them means more than anything. Now, fellow drivers and gig workers doesn't mean anything to them. You know, it's ridiculous, you know. I made this video today for that purpose, because I want you all that watch this video to check these people out, and you tell me if they support the protests and the striking efforts. Hey, we get a platform. Let's support. That's where you came from. Okay? A lot of you are still currently doing it. Man, you ain't got to do nothing but say a word and say, you know, that, hey, I fully support the protesting and striking efforts of the Lyft and Uber drivers and gig workers nationwide. What's wrong with that? So, but that goes against your agenda. All of you. You know, man, we all need to pull together. Make this work. We all have been raped dry by these corporations. These people have exploited millions of people in the name of profit. Call it what you want. Excuses or being lazy. There's no way in the hell that's not near a rideshare channel that's on YouTube can talk trash about other gig workers or drivers. You can insinuate some shit, but you can't tell nobody what they ain't do, because you're not there with them. And your area and their area is totally different. So, to all my subscribers, and to all my future and new and future subscribers, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Hey man, to all my fellow drivers, be safe out there. Let's continue to make this money. What little bit we can get, let's all support the striking and protesting efforts of the Lyft and Uber drivers and gig workers nationwide. Let's pull together the best that we can. We all know that there's going to be some ingrates, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay, Everybody has an agenda, and the almighty dollar is the one that determines the agenda. So until my next video, I would like to ask you all to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell that haven't already done so. Let's get this bread, baby.